Video is about the P2096 code. Had it for a long time. Literally had it for about a year, and I got to the point where I had to get my state inspection. So I had to solve this problem. I went online, read a whole bunch of stuff online, and there really wasn't anything online that gave an answer to what it is or gave real suggestions to what it is, other than someone interpreting the code and saying it's a post-catalytic converter, system too lean, or whatever. I'm talking about replace fuel pumps, and but I'm just gonna cut to the chase on, how I solved it, because I had to solve it to pass this inspection. I serviced the PCV system, so you do the glove test on the oil filler cap, see if you blow fingers. Service it, and I was getting good positive ventilation, so it actually had vacuum. And then, but the main thing, what I think it actually is, it is the exhaust manifold. So the catalytic converter, the exhaust that comes out of the motor on the OME catalytic converter is a small cat, like a pre-cat. Then there is the O2 sensor, then there is the large cat, and then there's the O2 sensor. That whole thing would need to be replaced. Realistically, you could probably cut the cat out, but they don't sell the small catalytic converter anywhere, so you probably actually should get the replacement. Those can go for upwards over $1,000, but if you buy it used online, I actually got one in Phoenix. I had to drive from Tucson to Phoenix. It would have been $150 if I had them ship it, or $100 if I just went and picked it up. So I just went and picked it up, but they're selling them on eBay for about $250 versus the $1,000 new. And then so you clear the code with your OBD2 scanner, and then you have to, it might still pop up, so you might want to kind of keep clearing the code and go on some long drives. If you can drive over 100 miles, would be optimal. And I literally was almost at the end of my rope, where I'm thinking there's something going on with the computer from, me welding on the car or something like that. So I was actually going to change out the computer, like the computer, the immobilizer, and the key, which would probably have solved the problem realistically, because that code wouldn't have been saved in the computer. And after changing the whole exhaust manifold with the catalytic converters, and it had the OME O2 sensors in it as well, when I put in the new computer, it probably would have worked. But it's really the exhaust manifold, so you want to change that and drive and reset the codes. And I can't tell you how excited I was, because my inspection had to be done by the end of the month, and it is the 7th. And I'm thinking, like, all right, I'm gonna have to park this car until I figure out what the issue is, after getting the new, a whole bunch of shit, really. But that's the thing. I went and did a whole bunch of shit, and it really ended up being the exhaust manifold. I mean, I got the light to turn off briefly when I did the spark plug gasket on the valve cover, and I put a new valve cover seal. But I think that had to do with needing a new PCV valve, because I think I was getting positive crank pressure that eventually blew past the seals and then turned the light back on. So it could have been more than one thing at once, but I would definitely say do the glove test to check your PCV system, and replace your exhaust manifold. And that really should do it. I can't tell you how excited I am to be able to post this video, that, there is a solution to the P2096 code. I mean, I kind of got used to driving my car with a service engine light on and getting bad fuel economy. So, yeah, there it is. Glad to share that. Later, guys.